Hello, hockey fans. My name is David. I thought I would start this YouTube video at 5:52 on the afternoon of Tuesday, 25th of October 2022, North American Eastern Time. Thought I would do is just start off, just a recap of those games on Monday that featured Canadian teams. But right off the bat, we'll talk about more those games that the Canucks played at home to the Hurricanes, a 3-2 regulation loss, and that my hometown Leafs played on the road, losing 3-1 in Vegas to the local Golden Knights squad. So I'm just going to recap. Just going to do it a moment here. Go here. Oops. Alright, so just gonna right here. Gonna go to here. Those scores featuring Canadian teams. Just gonna maybe do that there. Alright, just gonna turn it there. So you can see there's a Sens, Oilers, and Jets all won their respective games by a minimum of 2 goals each. And at the bottom, the last 2 games, those are the ones I'm going to talk about the most. I'm also going to just recap what the standings are with respect to Canadian teams. So, among such teams, so just to recap, in the Eastern Conference, the Sens are in a playoff position. The Leafs and Habs are behind. The Leafs effectively tied, but losing the tiebreaker among four teams that are not in the top 3. So yeah, you can see there they don't. Yeah. So let's see about the Western Conference. So far, pending outcomes of those games take place later on this evening, North American Eastern Time. We have the Flames and Oilers, respectively, 2nd and 3rd in the Pacific. Winnipeg Jets, 5th in the Central, and taking the second wild card spot, a bit behind the Blackhawks, with the Hawks having earned 6 points over 5 games. The Jets, same number of points, but in 1 more game played. And the Canucks are way at the bottom. Sorry if they're not the most visible in the world, but maybe I'm not sure how to make it dark mode on the ESPN website, but in a nutshell, pretty much tell that the Sens, Flames, and Oilers are in playoff spots pending the outcome of tonight's games. The Leafs are a little bit behind. The Habs 2 points behind the Leafs in the East. Out west, the Jets. Well, the Jets are in a wild card spot, but really it's the Canucks that are now 4 points out, and may get even further out. So I'm going to talk about I'm just going to see about the. So I'm going to go to. Just going to talk about the Canucks, and going to do for the Canucks. Just taking a break from doing some bookkeeping work. I'm going to go back to it soon. So what I'm going to do is go to, going to go Oh, sorry for that. Very sorry for the technical difficulties. Alright. All right. Hopefully, hopefully I don't have them long for too long. Otherwise, I'll have to break this video into multiple parts. All right. So let's look at for the Canucks game some key stats. All right, I'm gonna turn on the light. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna turn on the light because it's just been difficult to get good lighting here. So I'll be back momentarily. Oops. All right. Stay there for a moment. Just gonna turn on the light. Just gonna turn on the lighting a little bit. All right, just gonna do that to turn on a little bit of the lighting. Maybe I can get a little bit better lighting here. All right, maybe a bit better, but just to recap. So if it's not readable, I apologize. So I thought I would do is mention that in terms of shots, the Canucks were outshot badly. The Canes outshot the Canucks by nearly 2.5 to 1 margin, well, 39-16. The Canucks won 2/5 of their face-offs. Each team scored on its own power play, or PP for short. Canucks took slightly more penalty minutes than the Canes. All the penalties were minors, with 6 minutes penalties for the Canucks, 4 for the Canes. Canucks out-hit the Canes 27-11. And Canucks gave away the puck 4 times for the Hurricanes 2. So, we're going to look at the Canucks and how well they do. All right, so I'm just going to... Whoops. I'm just going to there. So... It's a lot of ink, a lot of red ink. Well, not as much as before, but when it comes to notable players with plus minuses of sub-0, I count among forwards Connor Garland with -1, Hoglander, Patterson also with -1s, but with Patterson getting an assist. Neil Zaman with a -1, no points. But Colson went pointless. Kuzmenko went pointless, -1s each. Among D-men, Rathbone put up a -1. Kyle Burrows put up a -1. Oliver Ekman-Larsson did at least get a point, and there was an even 0. So, Canucks have some work to do. But sure as hell, they came closer than with Leafs. So I'm going to go to the Leafs game. And there was a 3-1 loss, which of course was regulation. Because overtime games can only... Look at the Leafs. A slight majority of face-offs at 51%. 51% win, 51% in the 1. Oops. Alright, I'm going to go here. So... As you can see here, there were some minuses. Simmons was a -1, no points. Bunting, -1, no points. David Kampf, -1, no points. Neander, assisted by Robertson and Tavares. Was one of just 3 players to get a point. I wouldn't necessarily expect, too many points from defensemen, but when it comes to minuses and the D-men, Riley had a -1, no points. Brody a -2 with no points. Giordano had a +1. Yeah. Pretty surprising that Giordano was a +1 with over 16 minutes of ice time. So yeah, there have been loads of videos already about about whether the Leafs, about, low the coverage about the Leafs and the Canucks. And yes, I would like to believe that, there was an interesting poll published on the Tuesday edition of the Daytime via Toronto Sportsnet radio station 5, the Fan 590, Real Kipper and Bourne show, about whether Ilya Samsonov or Eric Kallgren would start the Thursday game in San Jose against the local Sharks squad. To that, I typed in the chat during that show that I didn't know what was going to, which decision Sheldon Keefe, the head coach of the Leafs, would take. Only that most likely Kallgren would get to start at least one of the California road games. And yes, that would be kind of what I would expect, because of the 3 games in California, those on the weekend will be right next to each other, or at least on consecutive calendar evenings. So the first would be in Los Angeles at Crypto.com Arena against the local Kings squad, and then in Anaheim against the local Ducks squad. So Crypto.com Arena and the Honda Center. And just an interesting tidbit. Like one would think that, when we go into Honda.com, sorry, that. You're thinking, go to Honda.com. You think that you're going to Honda's international HQ. Even though Honda is not an American company, it's a Japanese. I got it on GM.com, but, it's Honda HQ, not Honda International. So where do I go to? The Honda website. I'm going to go to Honda International. All right. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go to. So where's the website? International website for Honda. Oh, interesting. It's global.honda. That's the website here. It's a very interesting one, because you think that Honda.com we want to go. Alright. I'm going to allow all cookies. I don't know where the Japanese language version is, but it doesn't matter. Because that car company is the sponsor of an arena that is named after it. So yes, will the Leafs play down to the Sharks, to any of their California opponents, or at least the weaker ones, or will they step it up? It's quite troubling that the Leafs lost to a team that was going into that game a very strong, that was quite strong playoff position wise for 2023. Will the Leafs more? Will the Leafs road trip end up becoming too much like that of the Canucks' most recent one? And that was a disaster. 2 points over 5 games. Before I go, I thought I would do is mention games that on this Tuesday North American Eastern Time will feature Canadian teams. So, just going to go to the ESPN website. Have to do with games played on the, this 25th of October North American Eastern Time. So we're going to go to. So we're going to go. The Habs hosting the Minnesota Wild, and the Penguins, and the Flames hosting the Penguins. Yeah, that looks like it. So, just to recap, first game expected to, after taking into account pre-game ceremonies, start sometime between 7:10 and 7:20 p.m. Eastern. The one between the Penguins and Flames expect to start somewhere between 9:10 and 9:20 Eastern time. Anyway, go Leafs go.